Use it to get the things that you need to survive, like long-lasting foods, medicines, or a solar-powered generator. Once you get home, I would suggest removing all the perishable foods you have in the fridge and the freezers and cook them. That should keep them good for a few days longer, preventing you from letting vital calories simply go to waste. Next, consider how you're going to deal with all your trash and human waste. With toilets that won't work anymore and no garbage truck coming around, these can become a breeding ground for germs and attract rodents. Building a backyard incinerator is a simple solution. Just make sure it's far away as not to contaminate your food and water reserves. Another very important step that you must take is to secure your property. The sooner the better. When food runs out, people will swarm like locusts looking for it elsewhere. If they find you unprepared, they'll take you for everything you have. Place booby traps, buried spikes, secure doors and windows, and try to make your home as unappealing a target as possible. Make sure there's no food smells leaking out of your home. It doesn't take much to deter looters for a while. Simply be a less desirable or more dangerous target than your next door neighbors. This way, your turn will come a little later, giving you more time to prepare and better secure your property. Speaking of your neighbors, you can work with them to set up a security plan for your whole area. Never let them know what you have in terms of supplies, but explain the rationality that will happen following a collapse in modern society, and what you will all need to do in order to survive the hungry mobs moving your way. Doing these simple things will put you in a much better position than most of the people out there following the strike. But this is just the beginning of the beginning. According to the EMP Commission established by our own government, putting the grid back together will take 2 years if all the other countries would build the huge transformers the EMPs burn out. By that time, without trucks to supply our stores and pharmacies, without hospitals, and general chaos reigning, they estimate that 9 in 10 people will die. Surviving long term without the grid, cars, refrigeration, phones, running water, and other things we take for granted takes a lot more than a few simple steps I've mentioned so far. Click on the link below to discover over 70 ingenious do-it-yourself projects that can help you survive in a world without electricity and become self-sufficient on your own property, like the 3-barrel rainwater harvesting system that automatically filters it, a stovepipe heater that gives you free hot water at the faucet, and the off-grid shower that you can connect it to.
Kalayim La Yahweh, Bahashim, Yahushai, Bahashim, Wachakwadash, double honors to the apostles and elders, great millstone, who rule well, teach well with sincerity, honesty, and integrity. The brothers who labor in this truth, putting their life on the line, especially in these times, Shalom. And you brothers and very few sisters believe in this truth wholeheartedly and sincerely, Shalom to the hopeful elect. All right, we're going to just come get here. And as you can see what you read there, it's just that's what you're gonna see soon. Whether it's an EMP or there's gonna be chaos and mayhem. And like he said, once your neighbor find out that you have some food over there stored, they're coming over there, man. They're coming over there to get what you got. It's only a matter of time, and that's what this. We're gonna go straight into the scriptures, man. First, Second Ezra 15. And 14, I'll start at 14. Woe to the world and them that dwell therein, for the sword and their destruction draweth nigh. And one people should stand up and fight against another, and swords in their hands. All right? For there shall be sedition among men, invading one another. They should not regard their kings nor princes, in the course of their actions should stand in their power. A man should desire to go into a city and should not be able, right? For because of their pride of the cities shall be troubled, the houses shall be destroyed, and men shall be afraid. A man shall have no pity upon his neighbor, but shall destroy their houses with the sword. All right, so if you have that food in your house, they're gonna come through looking for it, man. And whoever's in their way, they're gonna take them out. All right, and spoil the goods because of the lack of bread. You see, because of the lack of bread, the lack of food. What do you think of a next man who's hungry? He's your neighbor, and he's not gonna care if you gave him. He knows that you have a loaf of bread in there. He's gonna go get it. All right, and for great tribulation, behold, saith Yahweh by Shem Yahushai, Matter of fact, I must jump down. Um, I want to jump down. Mm-hmm. Let me go to, you know what? I'm going to go here. 2nd Ezra 16 and 17. Woe is me, woe is me, who would deliver me in those days, the beginning of sorrows and great mournings, the beginning of famine and great death, the beginning of wars, and the power should stand in fear. The beginning of evils. What shall I do when these evils shall come? Behold, famine and plague, tribulation and anguish are sent as scourges for men. But for all these things they should not turn from their wickedness, nor be always mindful of the scourges. Behold, victuals shall be so good cheap upon earth, they shall think themselves to be in good case. Even then shall evils grow upon earth, sword, famine, and great confusion. For many of them that dwell upon earth shall perish of famine, and the other that escape, the hunger shall the sword destroy. All right, so if you've seen what made these people are getting their mind ready, they're getting their houses ready, they're preparing themselves for something like that, because one, we're preparing the flock, we're preparing ourselves because the scriptures say so. But see, these are just everyday people, these doomsday preppers. They're prepping for these things because these things are inevitable, man. They're going to happen. You've seen what's coming down the pipeline. You've seen the type of, they can pit a cyber attack, shut down your phones, do EMPs, all types of things, man. And what are you gonna do when shit hit the fan and all these things and all hell breaks loose, right? If you're not spiritually prepared, if you're not prepared and giving all that you have through the spirit of Yahweh Shem Yahushua, man. Putting your faith and trust in the Lord, man. All right. See, the righteous is the righteous, right? I don't want to dissolve you that number, right? Is gonna run to the what? Let's get it. Let's just get it. Proverbs 18 and 10. The name of the Lord Yahweh is a strong tower. The righteous runneth into it and is safe. It's a safe zone, man. You're under the Lord's wings, man. You in those hedges, in that pavilion. You're in the secret place of the Lord, man. And only the elect is gonna obtain that, man. Like it says in Isaiah 65, his servants he's gonna feed his servants, man. He's gonna feed his elect. Just gotta have faith. And that's why at these times, man, these scriptures that you're meditating on day and night, they're gonna be the same very thing. I don't want to desire that's gonna be the stability, because wisdom and knowledge is gonna be the stability of that time. Those days of evils when they come, you're gonna have this to meditate on, man. When you may go a day without food, right? You're gonna put, Lord willing, the Lord keep that spirit on you. You're gonna keep that faith, and you're gonna know the Lord's gonna take care of you. All right. See, because the name of the Lord is a strong tower, and the righteous run into it is safe. Because those things, he's looking to prepare carnally. See, but we have to prepare spiritually. Like it says in Ephesians 6, putting on that armor. That's what we have to do. Putting on this word, man. That breastplate, that helmet of salvation. All right. So I just wanted to share that video with you, man, just to see the mindset of these people out there, man, that they're preparing themselves. But see, they're preparing themselves in a carnal way, which is not going to ultimately be able to save them. Maybe give them a few time, give them a little bit of time. But ultimately, man, if they don't have Yahweh Yahweh Shah, man. There's no, there's no deliverance for them, man. Babylon's gonna get utterly destroyed anyways with fire. But before then, there will be all hell break. Before then, all hell will break loose. You know, it's gonna be sword people in swords and like we got. But you know what? Always, you know, I don't want to butcher it. Second notice back to 15. For there shall be for the Salakia, for the sword and their destruction draweth nigh, and one people should stand up and fight against another, and swords in their hands, man. You know, so there's gonna be nobody, no respect of persons at those times. The Lord don't have no respect of persons, so there's gonna be spirits for vengeance on people, man. The spirits of vengeance, right? And these spirits is gonna appease the Lord, doing His will. And then that great plague is gonna come, and that's the missiles, man. All right, so man, we get into uncharted territories. We soon gonna be in territories, man. Like I said, it's gonna be time. Jacob's trouble is a time since we haven't seen since there was a nation. All right, and that man you just seen on the screen was breaking down some of the things that can potentially happen if an EMP strike here and what you need to do to prepare for it. But see, we're telling you, you know, through the spirit of Yahweh Shem Yahweh Shah, the only way you can truly prepare for those things is putting on your faith and trust in Yahweh Yahweh Shah, man. All right, so with that, I pray this lesson was edifying. Shalom to the whole